What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be talking about what might be one of the most confusing, ridiculous, and sort of selfish attempts to steal money from a team that we have seen in a while now. I wouldn't say that this is necessarily 3AC level and stuff like that, but it is still morally pretty rough to see and gets me sort of fired up, especially when I hear the attackers' explanation for things, and I'm going to get more into that. But what I'm talking about is the Veldrome team. I don't know if you even can call it a hack. It was an attack on their salary treasury, so the money that is used to pay out to the team. And an individual, their Twitter account's name is Gabagool.eth, who is a member of the team or involved with the team, took $350,000, which is the entirety of the salary fund of the team. Now, this is, they ended up getting the funds back, but I want to kind of like go over the journey of how it got to be, like how this whole thing happened, read you what the team says in their memo that they pushed out, and then also Gabagool's response, because that piece is what blew my mind about this whole thing. So here is the memo that was put out by the Veldrome team, and it says, at 7:50 UTC, August 4th, the Veldrome team noticed unusual activity in one of our team-owned wallets used for operating funds such as team salaries. An attacker managed to drain $350K from this wallet before the team could transfer remaining wallet assets to the Treasury multisig. Immediately following the attack, the team members who did not have access to the team wallet began an independent investigation, which quickly resulted in attackers' identification, and the funds were returned to the team's control. Much to our disappointment, we learned that the attacker was fellow team member Gabagool. The Veldrome team has severed our relationship with Gabagool and are working with legal counsel to determine the next best steps, or the best next steps. No disruption to the Veldrome's activities is expected, and all user funds remain safe. We'd like to express our gratitude to the Veldrome team members who worked tirelessly to identify the attacker and secure the funds return. Although this attack affected only the Veldrome team, we believe it is important to inform the greater community of our findings. We recommend any individuals or teams who have existing relationships with Gabagool to take these findings under advisement. So that was their statement. Basically, the funds got pulled from their wallet on August 4th, and from my understanding, they found out the same day that it was Gabagool that took the funds. They were able to get the funds back, and now we're kind of pushing this out so that the public, kind of understands who Gabagool is now, because now we kind of have a judge of character on him, and if he's involved in other projects, which he is, they're advising other teams to take this into consideration. Now, this memo does not give the full story, okay? And it gets a little bit slimier, in my opinion, because when we go to Gabagool's statement, he starts it off, a basic outlier of what happened. And this is Gabagool. Lost a lot of money trading during the crash, a significant amount, to me at least. If you have not had money, like ever, and then suddenly had money, maybe you can understand the impact of these losses and what they've had on my mental state. So he lost a lot of money trading. That was sort of the impetus for the reason he was stealing from the team. Now, I get it. It sucks losing money trading. I think we've all lost money trading, so I get that. But the idea that you've had money, lost money trading, and that was the reason for it is, again, that it's not like you're trying to make a team pay for your mistake. We're going to get more into this. Was in charge of managing IT DAO's allocation of Velo, which is the token for Veldrome. Over the course of 2 months, I exchanged $56K worth of Velo to USDC and attempted to revenge trade back what I lost. Lost most of that, panicked, number, it turns out, goes down. I was one of 5 people with ownership of the private key of Veldrome team wallet that contained VE NFTs, LP positions, funds from bribes, and etc. It had a lot of money in it. Transferred $350K of various tokens from Veldrome team, swapped it all to ETH, and sent it to Tornado Cash. I did this in a pathetic attempt to solve my own problem, to get out of a trap of my own making. I thought I could make $56K back and return all of the funds, which was delusional. I'm going to comment on this in a minute. Over the next week, knowing I needed to return the funds, I became increasingly desperate. Eventually, after far too long stewing in my own shame, panic, and remorse, I returned a majority of the funds. Afterwards, the people leading the Veldrome investigation spoke with me and revealed they already discovered my involvement. So basically, Gabagool lost a lot of money trading and was panicking. So he decides to go cash out $350K of the team's funds to hurry up, try to go. First of all, he runs it through Tornado Cash, which, as we know, just got sanctioned. So those funds that he pushed through Tornado Cash, I'm sure are going to cause legal issues for the Veldrome team, because now they're going to fetch money back and their accounts are going to be associated with funds that were washed through Tornado Cash. So there's that piece. And his idea was that he could take this $350K, make his money back that he had already lost, and then return the team's funds and keep the profits with the funds. Here's the issue with that. Obviously, he's not a fantastic trader. He's trying to trade a down market. What happens when Gabagool goes and loses all the team's money? Then what happens? Now you are leaving a team with their salary money gone. So let's think about that for a second. If Gabagool goes and loses all these money, the people who are working on this project no longer have a paycheck and no longer have money to keep the lights on for their own families. This is a very, very selfish, poorly thought out move. And he makes it sound like it was something that just happened overnight. It was an instinctual thing. But he actually has a track record of talking about rugging this project. We have a tweet from April 29th of this year that says, "Really struggling with a moral dilemma for the first time since I started in crypto, not sure what to do." Okay, moral dilemma. Maybe this could be other things, right? He doesn't specify this. Well, there's another tweet that I can't access because he made all of his tweets private and there's no screenshots of it, but I did see it before his account went private, and I meant to screenshot it and only liked it instead. And it said that if his mom didn't get the raise she was promised, he was going to rug the project. Like, straight up, that was what it said. Rug the project. Dude is not even trying, wasn't even trying to hide his intentions. And this is, again, this goes back as far as April. And then I think it was after the attack had happened, he mentioned that it was because he had two moms. And that was the reason why he took the funds. Which, I don't understand how that relates to anything. Like I get it, maybe like you're trying to do something for your family, but you're taking a legally obtained, let's pretend that he cashed that out and gave it to his parent or his moms. Okay, you're getting a legally obtained funds to provide back to your family. Again, I don't know if that was just a trolly tweet that he put out or what. And again, I don't have the tweet to put up, but I promise it was out there. And unless he deleted it, like, that was something that was truly out there, is that he was going to do this because again, it almost seems like he's just making excuses. He lost a lot of money trading and was trying to make it back. That's what he says in this thing here, but he's trying to turn it into some like family reason as to why he was doing this, which I have a problem with, because what about these teams' families? What about their families that they're trying to provide for and doing so legitimately? Second of all, you're trying to take illegal money, give it to your family, so what? You can end up in more legal trouble? A few things. I own the bad decisions I make and take responsibility for my actions. 2, lying really sucks. I do not recommend it to anyone. 3, all funds have been returned to IT, and the majority of the funds have been returned to Veldrome team. The rest will be. So notice how he says majority. The reason for this is because he only returned 90% of the funds when caught red-handed to the Veldrome team. He was trying to keep 10% of the funds and trying to negotiate with them on to why he should keep 10% of the funds, as if he was some sort of white hat hacker that discovered a vulnerability and deserved to keep some. This is not a bounty. This was not a hack. This was him taking the responsibility he was giving and abusing it. That has nothing to do with the projects being vulnerable or anything like that. This is just literally him using his responsibility irresponsibly. So just, again, I just have a problem with how he's trying to make it seem like it's almost like he's playing the sympathy card here, but I don't think it's deserved. I am deeply sorry for the impact my decisions had on the Veldrome team, it as a DAO, or IT as a DAO, and WT as a project. 5, people are fallible, and I wish I had asked for help when I needed it. I did not. Please ask for help if you are struggling mentally or financially. 6, this space can place enormous pressure on individuals, and when you are dealing with other people's money, a project's money, there is very little room for error. We should never place people, even leaders of projects, in a position where they have the option to make impulsive decisions with large sums of money. I don't say this trying to shift any responsibility. I just used to believe that trust was a powerful thing, undervalued in this space, and now my belief is basically that trust no one, not even yourself, meme. I have a huge problem with this statement as well. He says he's not trying to put blame or shift blame, but he's shifting blame. He's trying to say it was the team's fault for giving him the ability to withdraw these funds and make an impulsive decision, that somehow that is the team's fault. Now, while yes, I would recommend that the team not give anyone the ability to do this just to play it safe, I don't think that the blame is on the team here. And he's trying to make it sound like it was a very impulsive, quick, run-of-the-moment decision. When, again, he had been thinking about this since April. This was very, very premeditated from what I've gathered from the statements on Twitter, from what we have seen. So I don't think of this as an impulsive decision. I think of this as a premeditated decision that the plan was terrible from the get-go. He got caught red-handed and is now trying to come up with some sort of excuse as to why it happened and why, really it wasn't all his fault. And I have a real problem with that because it was all his fault. He took the money of the team. He used the responsibility he was given and abused it. Again, that is not the team's fault. That is his fault. Again, even though the team maybe should have pushed some insurance to make sure that this didn't happen, I still have a problem with him making that statement. 7, a lot of people are asking me why. Yes, there is more context to share. However, there are some people I owe an explanation prior to sharing anywhere else. 8, I'm filled with lots of shame, self-hatred at the moment. The ramifications of all this are fresh. Not really in a position to ask for anything, but please be kind to the people around you. I came to crypto with pretty much nothing. In 2020, I was an adjunct professor with not a lot in front of me, beyond 125K of student debt, and the prospect of teaching 18-year-olds how to write and fourth graders of, how to tie their shoes. In 2021, I started a Gabagool account, or the Gabagool account, and started tweeting. In the intervening year plus change, I have been insanely lucky. I've made some money. I've had the privilege of participating in a DAO that I am incredibly proud of, and I've gotten to contribute some really cool projects. I've gotten to know many artists, researchers, traders, and others working in the space. I've met some amazing, talented people. I also was clearly in over my head and perhaps more significantly unable to ask for help when I needed it. Thank you to everyone who welcomed me in crypto and as a nobody and with open arms and shared your knowledge with me. I'm so sorry I've betrayed your trust. So, again, playing the sympathy card. I'm not saying that he might not have had a hard time or is going through a hard time. That's not what I want to say. But the details and the way he presents this as if he's trying to spin it as if he's the victim, and that his mental health is what drove him to do all this. And now he's trying to dig himself out of it by playing the sympathy card and, I'm so sorry, feel bad for me. Guys, listen, I don't mean to sound harsh when saying this, but I don't feel that it is genuine. This does not feel like a genuine, apology to me, okay? It feels like someone who is trying to justify what they had did and make others side with them because they're panicking again because they made a rash decision, and now they're trying to dig themselves out of it. That's how this comes off to me. Again, I'm not downplaying mental health. If you guys, I'm sure lots of us have been in situations where we have, in poor mental state and make bad decisions. I'm not downplaying that. And if, you're going through that, again, I totally sympathize and feel for you. However, I have an issue with the explanation of he's got student loan debt and basically he's just an adjunct professor and his life was nothing. And, and that put a lot on, he was mentally, in a bad place. And then he got opportunity. That's the thing, is he was given opportunity. He was given money. That's what he talks about in the beginning of this. He was given money. He was given opportunity. He grew his connections. And the thing is while he may have lost a lot of money, and, that sucks, he still had the people around him, but now he does not. By doing these things, he has shoved those people away. All the connections he made, the artists, the project founders, all of this stuff, why would you want to invite him back in if you know he's just going to go and steal the money and then blame the team for giving him that responsibility? That's just digging yourself a deeper hole. Like, that does not work to me. And the excuse of just that, you should feel sorry for me because of my past, I just don't buy into it. Like, again, I just don't. And I'm not trying to sound harsh. Again, I really am not. I'm sympathetic, again, to the mental state of people. I definitely get that. But this, to me, again, is just disregarding the team that he was stealing from, and maybe some of the mental states that they were going through and the hard times they were going through. And instead, he just compounds their maybe issues that they have going on by taking the security, their salary, away. If you would have lost that money in trades, these people would not have paychecks. And that, to me, is just super duper selfish. 10. The projects I have been involved in are amazing, and the people who are contributing to them are deeply capable and smarter than I am. I have faith that they will continue to succeed. 11. Thank you to everyone who has reached out with kindness. Thank you to all the people involved with Veldrome and Information Token who have stepped up for the benefit of the collective. I am lucky to have really supportive family, girlfriend, and access to mental health resources, but I've also been feeling suicidal, so it is difficult for me to engage and respond to messages, etc. Not much else to say. I'm extremely stupid, incredibly disappointed in myself, and frankly, unsure about what happens next, legally speaking. This whole thing to me is just, I can't tell if he's being genuine or just trying to make people feel bad for him and deflect some of the attacks away. And I know that sounds maybe bad, and again, I'm not trying to be unsympathetic. If he genuinely does feel all these ways, then, Gabagool, I really wish you the best. But part of me feels like this is a manipulation tool to lower some of the legal issues he might run into by the Veldrome team, because I'm sure he's going to get sued over this, or whatever it is that comes up of this. And so part of me, the skeptical piece of me, kind of thinks that this is all just a ploy, or again an attempt for him to sort of manipulate the narrative here, try to spin it as if he's the victim, and that people shouldn't attack him because of what he did, and that legally maybe they should relax and not come after him legally. Like, he should just kind of go unreprimanded for what he had done. Like, let's just move on. Let's just forget about it and move on. Sorry I did that. Let's just move on here. Part of me feels like that's what's going on here. And again, I don't mean to sound harsh here, but again, it's just, this was a very, very selfish move and could have gone way, way worse. Again, props to him for returning the funds to the team and doing the right thing. I think, everyone really appreciates that. So that's a step in the right direction. But man, like, the excuses here just don't really line up to me. So anyways, guys, I wanted to bring this up for another reason, and that is that, when you're investing in tokens, the team literally gets control of the funds that are provided via the tokens, okay? So please go and do your due diligence and try to get a good judge of character for the teams you're investing in, because really that is what you're investing in. The idea itself is great, but if they can't execute on the idea, or they have a lot of back-end problems within the team, like personalities and things like that, then that can get in the way of the project's success. So it's very important that you kind of get a good idea of what they're about morally, who they are as character, and anon teams are dangerous. Anon teams can be very dangerous because these people can do things and not have any repercussion, because of, the fact that they're anonymous. So I think, teams doxing themselves in the future, I think is going to be very important. I know the argument for both sides, and I don't want to get too far into that, but again, for things like this, it's important that at least the team itself know who the individual is. They don't necessarily have to dox to the world, but the team itself should know. And yeah, this is just mind-blowing to me. Again, there's a track record here, right? Like, we have the tweets. He was also on Vice, and doxed himself on Vice, talking to Vice about how to safely navigate the crypto space and avoid rug pulls and stuff like that. So this is just totally ironic and hypocritical to what he's been preaching. So guys, if this is your first video and first time to the channel, please like and subscribe. I'd love to have you guys along for this crypto journey. We'll continue to put out crypto content on everything going on in the crypto space. So again, would love to have you along. With that being said, I will see you next time.